In the era of globalization, the movement of skilled workers across borders has become a phenomenon that's impossible to ignore. From Silicon Valley to the financial districts of London, the world's most advanced economies are drawing talent like never before. But what happens to the countries left behind in this global race for skills? Are we witnessing a new kind of war, a skills war, that's tearing the world apart? The winners. Benefits of skilled migration. When we talk about the winners in the global skills war, countries like the United States, Canada, and Germany often come to mind. These nations have been successful in attracting top talent from around the world, particularly in sectors like technology, healthcare, and finance. The phenomenon is known as brain gain, and as the name indicates, it has a considerable positive impact on GDP growth. But it's not about filling job vacancies. The benefits of a diverse workforce extend far beyond mere compliance. They encompass tangible and intangible advantages such as increased productivity, a positive work environment, and heightened morale. When individuals from different backgrounds come together, their varying experiences, cultural nuances, and unique perspectives can help create an ecosystem that allows businesses to challenge norms and push the limits of what is possible. The tech industry serves as a prime example of how diversity drives innovation. Immigrants like Elon Musk from South Africa and Sergey Brin from Russia have made invaluable contributions to the American tech landscape. Their diverse backgrounds have not only brought different skill sets, but also unique ways of problem solving. Moreover, diversity isn't just about ethnicity or nationality. It's also about different educational backgrounds, work experiences, and even different industries. People who have worked in various parts of the world bring a far richer exchange in leadership dynamics and team-building processes. They bring to the table strategies that have worked in other markets, enriching the overall business environment. To top it all off, countries with advanced economies can set the rules of the game. By controlling immigration policies, these nations can be picky, choosing only the most qualified individuals to enter their borders, a strategic move to boost their country's overall well-being. But there's more. Having control over immigration policies allows these countries to adapt to changing circumstances. Take Taiwan as an example. The government there has made it easier for workers to gain intermediate skilled worker status after working for the same employer for 6 years. This status allows them to qualify for permanent residency. The idea is simple but effective. Make it attractive for skilled workers to stay long-term, and you'll have a more stable, skilled workforce contributing to the economy for years to come. In the U.S., immigration laws have often been tied to the needs of businesses and employment sectors. For instance, the Immigration Act of 1990 created visa priorities for immigrants who had extraordinary abilities in fields like science, arts, and education. This kind of targeted approach ensures that the country attracts talent where it's most needed, benefiting both the economy and the migrants who find better opportunities. The losers. Countries losing skilled workers. On the flip side, countries like Italy are losing out in this global competition for talent, or in other words, experiencing something known as brain drain. According to a report, the country has already experienced a net loss of 600,000 graduates over the past decade alone, and the impact of this is not just a number, it's a ripple effect that touches multiple aspects of Italian society. For instance, the healthcare sector has been hit hard, with fewer professionals available to provide medical services. This leads to longer wait times for patients and puts a strain on existing healthcare resources. But it's not just the healthcare sector that's affected. Engineering, technology, and other high-skilled industries also suffer. And what's even worse is that when these skilled individuals leave, they take with them not just their expertise, but also potential entrepreneurial ventures that could have contributed to Italy's economy. The economic implications are equally staggering. According to the New York Times, Italy's brain drain costs the country an estimated 14 billion euros, about $17 billion, every year. This is money that could have been invested back into the Italian economy through taxes, consumer spending, and business investments. But the impact doesn't stop there. The emigration of skilled professionals also exacerbates youth unemployment. In countries like Greece and Spain, high youth unemployment rates are directly correlated to the emigration of skilled professionals. This creates a vicious cycle where the lack of opportunities drives more people to leave, further weakening the economy. The loss of skilled workers also has social implications. It affects families and the whole community. Imagine a dad who is a doctor moving to another country for a better job. His family might stay behind. This means kids grow up without their dad around. It's tough emotionally. Also, think about a small town where everyone knows each other. If the local engineer or teacher leaves, the town loses a piece of its soul. These people are not just workers. They are part of local traditions, festivals, and community events. When they go, a piece of the town's identity goes with them. The dilemma: education versus migration. Let's talk about a tricky issue that many countries are facing: the dilemma between education and migration. Imagine a country like South Korea, which has rapidly industrialized its economy since the 1960s and 1970s. The country has invested heavily in education, producing some of the most advanced companies in the world. But what if these skilled individuals decide to leave for better opportunities abroad? It's like a country nurturing its talent only to see them go elsewhere. Now, let's consider the global picture. According to the World Bank, each additional year of schooling is linked to a 9% rise in hourly earnings. So, education is a key driver of social and economic development. But here's the catch: many educated individuals are migrating to other countries for better opportunities. Countries like Australia, New Zealand, and Greece have some of the longest expected years of schooling, with Australians spending 21.1 years in the education system. On the flip side, countries like South Sudan, Niger, and Mali have the lowest expected years of schooling. This disparity often leads to a migration of skilled workers from countries with fewer opportunities to those with more. So, what's the big deal? Well, when skilled workers leave, their home countries lose out in multiple ways. First, they lose the investment made in education. Second, they face a shortage of skilled labor, which can slow down economic growth. It's a lose-lose situation for these countries. They're stuck in a cycle where they have to either bring in skilled labor from other countries or invest more in automation. Both options come with their own challenges and costs. So, the question arises: is it worth investing in education if you're going to lose your skilled workers to other countries? Strategies to win the skills war. Nevertheless, countries are in a constant battle to attract the best talent, and one of the most straightforward ways to win this skills war is to increase the quotas or visas for skilled workers. In the US, for example, many big companies were started by immigrants or their kids. So, it's a good idea for the US to let in more skilled workers to help the economy grow. But it's not just about letting more people in. There are lots of job openings in fields like computers that need to be filled. The US could make it easier for people who studied there to stay and work after they graduate. Programs that let students work after finishing school should be kept and maybe even made bigger. Extreme measures. Sometimes, however, countries have to take extreme measures to keep their talent from leaving, and one such measure could be citizenship-based taxation. For instance, the US taxes its citizens no matter where they live. So, if you move to another country for work, you still pay US taxes. And lastly, although controversial, some countries like North Korea have gone to the extent of banning skilled workers from leaving the country. While this may seem like a drastic measure, it shows the lengths to which countries are willing to go to retain their skilled workforce. If you liked this video, please consider subscribing and sharing so we can keep bringing more content like this. See you next time.